Hi everyone, Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist here, and today's video is going to be another Ask the Master Herbalist. I'm going to be answering your questions. Today's question that I'm going to discuss, or aka answer, I'm going to basically just give you the general overview of the question. The person wrote me asking whether you're a trained herbalist, going through a training program to become an herbalist, or just a herbal enthusiast, someone who takes herbs, does their own research, and takes a great interest. What would you consider to be your top books that you think every herbalist should read, and no matter what level they're at? So, this was a really great question because it made me kind of think. I've read so many books on herbal medicine in all areas of herbal medicine, whether it's Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, Western herbalism, and then of course there was my formal education and my 24 plus years in the field. I've read a lot of research, I've read a lot of articles, and a lot of books on the topic. So here we go. I want to start by also saying that this is in no particular order. I came up with 9 books that I think really kind of give a great overview of a wide variety of different forms of herbal medicine and the aspects that all apply to herbal medicine, okay? So, number 1 is called the Earthwise Herbal Repertory, okay? And that is by Matthew Wood. Now, Matthew Wood has a lot of great books out there. I recommend all of his books. I think they're really top-notch. I've read all of them several times, and they're really great books. This particular one happens to be one of my favorites from him because it really gives a great overview of constitution and how we apply herbs to different constitutional states, different tissue states, or different, I guess you could say, states that tissues are going through when going through a healing process or a healing crisis. And it also is a great overview of Western herbalism and how it relates to energetics: hot, cold, damp, dry, things of that nature, okay? The next one is what I call, I'm Jewish, so I'm going to call it my Torah of herbal medicine, is from my school, the School of Natural Healing, or the school I graduated from, I should say. I don't own the school. And it is, the name of the book is called The School of Natural Healing. And it is their primary textbook. It's about 800 pages, give or take. And it is from Dr. John R. Christopher. And this, to me, is a wonderful book because, first of all, to me, it's a book I continuously go back to and refer to. It covers a wide variety of different topics of old school Western herbalism. You'll find a lot of great different techniques like the cold sheet treatment, different forms of detoxification, and so on. It's a wonderful book, and to be honest with you, I know many herbalists where, you know, when they moved or they left where they were living and they only kept one herb book, this was the book they kept, and they got rid of all their other books. That's how great and comprehensive it really is, okay? Number 3 and number 4 are on the same topic, but their approach to it is a little bit different. So number 3 is Adaptogens in Medical Herbalism by Donald Yance. Okay, this is, to me, one of the best books when you want to look at the old school way of looking at adaptogens and how to utilize adaptogens as individual herbs in formulations and so on and so forth. Okay, this is the book. It's to me, it is it's a bigger book. Will I say it's not a super easy read, but it's certainly not a hard read by any stretch of the imagination. But if you want a great understanding of the background and the understanding of how adaptogens became what they are and all the aspects behind adaptogens, and all the other herbs that are used with adaptogens like nervines and tonic herbs, then this is a wonderful book, okay? The next one is titled by David Winston. It is his updated and revised edition of Adaptogens, Herbs for Strength, Stamina, and Stress Relief. Now, what I love about this book is it's a super easy read, number one, and number two, he basically took all that information from the old school way of thinking and he basically brought it into modern times, and he did a beautiful job of it, okay? He is a very big believer in properly categorizing herbs, and he believes that there are true adaptogens, there are possible adaptogens, and then there are herbs that have adaptogen-like qualities to them. And David does a wonderful job of breaking all that stuff down. So that is a must-have as well. If you're going to buy one, you need the other because they really do complement each other in a lot of ways. But again, if I were to give a recommendation when it comes to what order I would read them in, I would probably go with the adaptogens in medical herbalism first, so you have a better understanding of the history of adaptogens, and then move into David Winston's book, okay? Next is the book is called Herbal Medic. Now, to me, this was written by an ex-Green Beret by the name of Sam Coffman, and I can say without any doubt, it's the revised and updated version of his book. By far the best and way most comprehensive first aid book that you will ever want or ever need. I've been told, I don't know much about because I haven't looked further into it, but I've been told that literally people have put together first aid courses solely based on his book. So to me, that's a pretty comprehensive and impressive book. It covers everything you'd ever need to know about first aid, whether it be herbal medicine or non-herbal medicine. So to me, that's a must. That's a wonderful book, okay? Next is called The Constituents of Medicinal Plants. Now, this is a good one because this is a book that really solely focuses on different constituents and gives you a great understanding of phytochemistry, which is talking about the primary categories of constituents found in medicinal plants, or really found in all plants. But specifically, we're talking about medicinal plants with this book, okay? And this is a really interesting book because it's a little bit more sciencey. It's still a fairly easy read. I don't consider it to be super advanced, but it's beginning enough, it's beginner quality enough to be able to have a great understanding of the basis of what herbal constituents are and of what phytochemistry is and the basis behind phytochemistry, okay? Next is Medicinal Mushrooms, The Essential Guide by Christopher Hobbs. Now, I like a lot of Christopher Hobbs' works. Chris is not only a trained master herbalist, he also has his PhD in ethnobotany, okay? So Chris is a well-rounded herbalist. He really knows his stuff. He's been around since Jesus was a baby. This, to me, while it's a fairly new book, it is by far the most comprehensive, in my opinion, mushroom guide out there. Personal opinion, of course. So that is definitely something I've added to my list. Oh, I guess I bought it when it first came out, so it's only been, I guess, maybe a couple of months since I've added it to my top books list, I guess you can say. Okay? And the last book is by Michael Tierra, and it's called The Way of Chinese Herbs. And this is, to me, one of the better books. Now, there's a lot of great books on Chinese herbalism. But this to me is one of the better books if you don't know much about Chinese herbalism and you want a really comprehensive overview of the energetic systems and the basis for how Chinese medicine works and how Chinese herbalism works. This is the book to get. It's not super big, and it's to me, I found it to be a very easy read. I read it years ago, but it's a wonderful book, and it definitely, for people who don't have a great understanding of Chinese medicine, this would be the first book I would always suggest to people, because like I said, it gives a wonderful overview of all the different aspects of Chinese herbalism and the methods when it comes to how to diagnose using Chinese medicine. Okay, so those are my top picks for books with regards to people who are either beginners, intermediate, or advanced. I think everyone should have these books in their library, and everyone should read them multiple times and or use them as go-to references. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and this is Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist. I'll see you next time. Oh, P.S. I will be putting in the description all the names of the books as well as the authors. Okay? Have a good one.